Before you begin this journey together, I need you to pause and remember. This is not about becoming the perfect couple or perfect partnership. It's about becoming a conscious one. What you're stepping into is not another relationship exercise or a list of communication tips. This is a sacred initiation into seeing each other and yourselves more deeply than ever before. And the only way that works is if you walk it with intention. The first foundational agreement is this: it is us versus the issue, not us versus each other. This path is going to bring things to the surface, patterns that you've been repeating without even realizing it, old wounds that you've both been carrying, stories that shaped how you show up for love. When they rise, you may feel tempted to turn on one another, to blame, to defend, to prove who's right. But that is not the work. The work is remembering that the problem is not the person. The problem is the pattern. So when conflict arises, just pause. Look at the two of you not as opponents, but as teammates staring down the same dragon. It's not you against them, it's both of you against what stands between you. The second agreement is we are both responsible for our healing. You cannot fix each other. You can't save one another. And the truth is that you're not meant to. What you can do is witness. You can stand beside one another as each of you does the work of returning to your own wholeness. Your own. You can hold space while the other peels back old layers and remembers who they are beneath them. But the moment you try to heal your partner, that's the moment that the dynamic shifts from intimacy to control. This journey only works when each person takes ownership of their own path, while offering presence and compassion along the way. The third agreement is that vulnerability is a gift, not a weapon. Everything that is shared in the context of healing is sacred. Every truth, every story, every trembling admission is an offering. And once it's shared, it must be held with reverence. It is never to be thrown back during arguments or used as ammunition. If you cannot honor each other's vulnerability, the trust required for transformation cannot grow, and it will not. And without trust, the work can't unfold, not as it's meant to. So if you're not ready to truly hold each other's hand gently, it's better to pause and return to this work when you are. Which leads us into our fourth agreement. If it becomes harmful, pause. There's a difference between discomfort and harm. Discomfort is a sign that something is shifting. Harm is a sign that something is breaking. If this work starts creating more division than it does connection, if it begins to erode the safety or turn you versus them, then stop. Take space. Do the course separately. Healing should never cost you the foundation of safety that every relationship needs. Choosing to pause is not failure. It's wisdom. It's love, both for yourself and the other person. It's the recognition that both of you deserve to feel safe as you grow. To support you, I invite you to use the optional but suggested. There's daily check-in prompts and there's a weekly check-in. These are short, honest questions meant to deepen communication and give you a basis of where each of you stands. Once a week, 30 to 60 minutes for a deeper check-in with that weekly check-in will do you a lot of good in the long run. Typically, I say, with this course, only choose what doesn't add stress, what doesn't feel like a burden. I stick true to that here, but I highly suggest incorporating at least the weekly check-in if you are doing this as a partnership. Even if that does add a little bit of stress in the short term, it can save you a lot of stress in the long run to make sure that you're creating a space to check in and make sure that each of you are still on the same page. And it's really important to remember that these conversations are never about fixing. They're about witnessing, holding space. They're about creating a container where truth can rise without fear. The power of choosing this journey together lies in what it reveals. You'll learn how to communicate without defense, how to hold space without needing to fix, how to love without conditions. You'll begin to see each other not just for who you are now, but for who you're becoming. And if at any point the work brings up more than you can hold together, it's not a sign of failure. It's the invitation to pause, to breathe, and to protect the love that brought you here in the first place. This path is not about healing alone or healing together. It's about remembering that every step, whether it's side by side or separately, it's still leading you home, to yourselves, to each other, and to the deeper truth that love is not built on perfection. It's built on presence. So bring these agreements with you as you begin and throughout the whole journey. Let them be the soil in which trust can grow, the compass that keeps you oriented toward connection, and the reminder that this work is not about reaching a destination. It's about learning how to walk the labyrinth together, one honest, courageous step at a time.